welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. In this video I am going to be doing a colour and chat, a colour along from the beautiful new book Rooms of Wonder by Johanna Basford. This book is so beautiful, and I do have a couple of whips in here at the moment as well. The reason it has taken me so long to get around to doing a colour along in this book is because I have seen so many incredible creators here on YouTube doing their renditions of these stunning pages, and to be honest, I felt a little bit intimidated. But today I thought, do you know what? I'm going to throw my hat in. I am going to join the party. So I will just show you the whips that I have in here at the moment. Okay, so the nameplate page is done. So this sort of like these like introduction welcome pages, they are done. I'm just shading, as you can see, around the edges at the moment. And then I just need to add some gel pen detail once the pencil work here around the edges is done. And then the first page I started in here was the sewing room, this one. So this is a slow work in progress at the moment. I'm just sort of slowly chipping away at it. But yeah, I'm really hoping I can get this one done soon. But the page that I have chosen for the colour along is the birthday room. I just thought this was so pretty. It was, I'll be honest, it was between this one and this mandala page. So if this is a page that you would like to see me do as a colour along on the channel, please let me know, because yeah, I think this is really beautiful as well, and I'm excited to just have at it and throw all different kinds of colours on this one. Okay, so for this page I have pulled out my Prismacolor pencils because I feel like it has been a long time since I've used them, and to be honest with you, I don't really use them in Johanna's books very often at all. So I have pulled out some Prismacolor pencils, and yeah, we are just going to get started. So if you want to colour along with me, you are most welcome to join in. If you want to colour the same page but do your own colours, again, or if not, just use this video as a colour and chat and, you know, work on whatever it is that you are colouring or crafting at the moment. It is entirely up to you. So the first part on this page that I am going to colour is the sort of the actual the cake on the outside. Now I'm not going to do the icing just yet. I'm going to do sort of the sponge bit, and for that I have chosen some yellow pencils because I think lemon drizzle cake, lemon sponge cake is just the best. So yeah, I am going to make this a lemon cake. So what I am going to do is just run over all of the sponge first with cream, which is PC914, just to give my other colours a base to work on. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to just work super lightly and we will take it from there. So let me just change the angle a little bit and zoom you in. Okay, I hope that's all right and not zoomed in too much. So how are you? How has everyone been? I feel like it's been a hot minute since I've done a colour and chat or a colour along. The colour along that I had scheduled for Tales from the City Amongst the Stars by Hannah Carlson, that was put up for voting a while back. You may remember seeing that on my community tab. That is still going to happen, but at the moment I'm still a bit sore about my steampunk bird page in that book. I love that book so much, and yeah, I'm still feeling a little bit bitter about screwing up the background on that page. So I just haven't felt ready to revisit that book just yet. So I hope you understand, which is why I pulled out this book to working with you. Now I will work on this page and we will do it together start to finish. I'm not sure how many parts this will be in, but I think what I will do is to try and save a little bit of time. I will sort of colour some of this off camera as well, just so you're not watching the whole process, because that may get a little bit monotonous and boring for some of you. But yeah, how have you been? What have you all been up to? What's the weather like where you are? I know here in the southwest of the UK, the weather has been awful. It's all right at the moment that it's trying to sort of to dry up, but there's not a day going by at the moment where we don't have a downpour of rain at some point. And you can definitely feel that the weather's getting colder as well. So we've been bundling the kids up of a morning for school. Thank you. We've been wrapping them up in their hats, scarves and gloves because it's been so chilly. Caden, bless him, he's full of a cold at the moment. And we noticed last night that he's sort of getting a bit of a cough as well, so we're just keeping an eye on him. But I gave him some Calpol before he went to school this morning. But I did say to him, look, if it gets worse or you're just feeling like you're really sort of struggling in school, then let a teacher know, and if need be, we'll come and collect him. So, but I'm hoping he'll be all right. Okay, let me just remove. There we go. I do apologise for moving the camera. I'm just trying to make sure I keep you in frame as best as I can. It's not often at all that I do sort of, I don't know, like get quite close with the camera when I'm colouring. But I'd really like to sort of show you my process. Okay, so that is my base of the cream pencil, which again, for reference, in the Prismacolor is PC. Whoops, can you see that? PC 914. So that is my lightest colour. Now I'm going to go in with my darkest yellow. I don't know the whole name on it because my pencil is getting so short, but the number is PC 916. My camera doesn't seem to want to focus very well this morning, does it? Come on. Yeah, I don't know. Let me have a look on here actually. It should tell me. PC 916. Canary yellow. There you go. Canary yellow. And what I'm going to do is where we've got the icing here sort of dripping down onto the sponge, I'm going to get my darkest yellow, and just here I'm going to put some heavier pressure and then gradiate it out like so. And I'm going to do that by, like all of these sort of drippy spots here. I'm not going super hard with my pressure because I do still want to be able to layer in a bit once I blend all the colours together. But if you guys like cake, what is your favourite flavour? As I said, mine's lemon drizzle. I don't like chocolate cake. I love chocolate, but I don't like chocolate cake or chocolate brownies or anything like that. It's just, I don't know, not my thing. But I thought, you know, whilst the kids are at school, it's the perfect opportunity for me to get a colour along filmed, because this was on my list of videos to do. I'm trying to get caught up, you know, whilst I'm getting back into the swing of things. So again, just slightly heavier pressure, and then just gradate that out. And then it just, you know, it gives us the impression of shadows then. So. And I'm going to do this all over where the icing, you know, by these icing drips here on the cake. And then we will go in with our second and third colours and then blend it all together with the cream. So I am going to finish doing this off camera and I will be right back. See you in a second. Okay, so we have the canary yellow put all here where the drips of icing are. And now I'm going to go in with my second colour, which is this beautiful lemon yellow, which is PC915. And I'm just going to use this colour to blend out the canary yellow. So light pressure, and I'm just, like I said, I'm just blending out that canary yellow to make it into a softer blend here. I'm debating whether to put another colour just here on these sort of, you know, these bits just at the top there, but we'll see how it looks in a minute, and then we will decide. So for those of you who celebrate Christmas, I know it's a naughty word, isn't it, for some people? But how are you doing? How, you know, are you organised, or do you still have stuff to do, or have you not even started yet? We've been pretty good this year, actually. We've been more organised than we have the last few years, which is really nice. And so it's definitely taken off that pressure, which I'm really thankful for. I don't want to be rushing around last minute like I have the last few years. Okay. So yeah, I'm not gonna sort of, you know, pause you guys whilst I do this bit, because it's not going to take long at all. So I figured we'd just do this bit of blending out together. So if you have this book, have you completed any pages in it yet? And if so, which one? Or ones, if you've done more than one. I think this book is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. I do prefer the Worlds of Wonder, but I think this is absolutely gorgeous. It's always so much fun working in Johanna's books anyway. But I must admit, I'm having fun using the Prismacolors on this paper. I'm really enjoying how they feel. So I need to make sure I use them in her books more often. Okay, and then our third colour is Deco Yellow PC 1011. Don't know, is it going to show? So I'm going to just do exactly the same as what I have done with that other colour and use the Deco Yellow now to pull that colour down and again continue to blend it really softly. I'm not using heavy pressure, I'm using a light pressure and just running that over the other colours that I have put down. Like so. Now I'm trying to be mindful because there's like areas like this and you know sort of here we've got all these little sprinkles and things, so I'm going to be using my fine liners and gel pens for those because yeah, I haven't got time to faff around with that with pencils. That's just too fiddly. So I'm just gonna try and get as close as I can to the little sprinkles and things. There. Yeah, cute. I like it. So the sun is trying to come out. We've had a pretty grotty morning, but yeah, the sun is making an appearance, which is nice. But to be honest, nowadays, you just never know how long that's going to last before the next downpour, to be honest. But it's been so cold, we've been putting the heating on quite a lot. In the beginning, I was trying to be quite mindful of it because of, you know, all the price increases and stuff. But now it's like, no, I am not going to have us and the children sat in a house that's cold. Just no, not doing it. So we've just been making sure that we're keeping the gas and electric topped right up. We've been putting the heating on for about an hour, half an hour before the kids come home from school, so the house is nice and warm for when they get back. And then, you know, in the evening after their baths and stuff, the house will be nice and cozy for them while they're getting into their pajamas. And we've even pulled out the heavy duty stuff. We've got the hot water bottles on the go as well, so the kids have been having those in their beds so that when it comes time for them to settle and get into bed, their beds are all snuggly and warm and cozy. And we bought hot chocolate, so we're good, we're set. Okay, so that was the Deco Yellow. I'm liking how that is looking. And now what I am going to do is go back in with the cream, which is PC 914, and just use it to smush all these colours together. So I'm going to run it over these colours that I've put down. I'm using a medium pressure now to smush this all together. Now I did try out these colours before I started this page. I just swatched them in the back of the book. We have some colour test pages. So I just swatched them out to see, you know, make sure, you know, I'm happy with the blend that I could get with them and that they were giving me, you know, the kind of colours and tones that I wanted. So like I said, I'm just smushing all these colours together now. Okay. Just trying to think what colour balloons I want to do inside. Not sure just yet. I think we're going to use some distress ink on the background. Excuse me, with maybe some soft pastels, stencils, all that good stuff. We'll see. Okay, so I'm just going to zoom out a second and show you how this is looking at the moment, so you can sort of see the different layers of cake all together. So there you go. This is our lemon sponge at the moment, and I think that is looking really cute. I want to just figure out if I do want to put a little bit of a darker colour up here, which I kind of think I do. Let me have a look. I'll see what I can work out and I will be right back. Okay, the darker colour that I was thinking, it's not quite working out how I had hoped, so I am just going to leave the sponge as is. Now I think for the icing I'm going to leave it white, but I do still want to add a bit of colour to it. And the reason I'm going to leave it white is because there's going to be a lot of other colours sort of going on, and I think I kind of want to do these little sort of like little blobs of icing. I want to do them as if they're sort of like a raspberry flavour icing. I thought that would be really pretty. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave the icing white. So what I have done is pulled out a couple of pencils just so that I can add a little bit of colour and just get a little bit of depth and shading onto the icing. So what I have done is I have pulled out these three colours. So we have Carribean Sea, which is PC 1103, Powder Blue, which is PC 1087, and white, which is PC 938. Now I was thinking what I'm going to do, my lovelies, is list all of the colours that I use for the different elements down in the video description for you, because I don't have like any like little cards where you sort of have a swatch and then the colour name. I don't have anything like that. I'm not that organised, to be honest. I don't think it would be a bad idea, but for now I am just going to list the pencils that I use down in the video description for you. So if you do want to colour along and you want to use the same colours, it's all there for you to reference. Okay, so I'm just going to take a sip of my coffee and then we're going to make a start on the icing. Okay, so we're going to go in with our Caribbean Sea, which is PC 1103. And what I'm going to do is just sort of down one side of each drip of the icing, I'm going to just add a little bit of shading. I'm going to be quite light with it. You can see that I've sharpened this one to a nice fine point, and I was using my trusty Deco sharpener for that. To be honest, I'm surprised that one's still going, because I've had that one for a couple of years now, and I found with other Deco sharpeners that I had, the blade seemed to go blunt quite quickly. But it might be because I try and I do tend to use my hand crank Derwent sharpener more than the Deco. But on my Prismacolors. Yeah, I want to make these pencils last as long as I can. So yeah, I like to use my to-go on these. So I'm just going, as you can see, with my pencil down one side of each drip of icing. I do think we should add some sparkle to this later. I'm going to zoom you back in a little bit just so you can see a bit better. I hope that's all right. So just down one side. And you want to leave enough room to get your, is it the powder blue? Yeah, the powder blue and the white. You know, you want to leave enough room so you can get those colours in as well. So see how just adding that little bit of blue, it just gives a little bit of dimension. You know, it, rather than the icing looking flat, it just adds a bit of depth. So I'm going to do this and carry on doing exactly the same thing with the icing. This is going to take a while, so I will finish doing that off camera and then we will resume back and go on to the next step. So I will see you in a second. Okay, so we have gone in with the Caribbean Sea and put the shadows in on the icing that I would like to keep white. And now what I'm going to do is go in with my second colour, which is the powder blue. Whoops! It's the powder blue and it is PC 1087. I really need to get used to having this zoomed in. And then what I'm going to do is basically the same as what we have done on the sponge, and I am going to buff in the Caribbean Sea, but just using a light pressure, just sort of like blend it out a little bit, and it just softens that darker blue pencil there. And as you can also see, when I went in with the Caribbean Sea for the shading, I have also just run it here along the top of each section because we have got these little blobs of icing on the top. So again, it is just, you know, adding a little bit of shading and dimension. So just do this. I do apologise about the lighting. The sun just cannot seem to make up its mind what it wants to do. So it's I'm battling a little bit with it at the moment, as you can probably tell. So let's just buff out that Caribbean Sea colour here with our powder blue. These colours are so pretty. They really are lovely. And then I'm just going to turn my page a little bit, my loves. I'm so sorry. Just to make it a little bit easier for me to get here along the top. You may notice that I will have to change my angle on occasion, just because I'm having a really rough time with my arthritis at the moment. And so I may need to move the book just to get into an easier position for me to reach the places that I need to. So just blending out that Caribbean Sea colour with the powder blue. Okay, and then what I am going to do is go in with my white Prismacolor. This is PC 938, and I am going to just run this over all of the icing. and help smush those colours together. I'm using a medium pressure for this. So we have the channelversary coming up soon. On the 1st of December, the channel will be turning 5. Can you believe it? Where has that time gone? That is just crazy. We've been through a lot, haven't we, in those 5 years? But yeah, needless to say, I will be trying to do, you know, something special, some fun colour alongs and whatnot on the channel for December. So I am going to do the same thing that I have done up here on this icing to these other areas, and then I will be right back. I'll see you in a second. Okay, so I have gone in and completed the icing on the top, but I will be honest, it's looking a little bit too blue now for my liking. So I have pulled out my white Posca pen. This is the fine, it's the PC1MR. So I'm going to go in and just try and knock back some of this colour and put some more noticeable highlights in. So I'm really hoping you can see what I'm doing. This lighting is awful. So I'm just gonna, like I said, try and knock back some of that blue colour a little bit. I'm just doing it on the opposite side of the icing to where I put the blue. Can you see? I'm hoping this will work. I'm a little bit wary because I know sometimes Poscas don't always work the best on top of waxy pencils like Prismacolors, and yeah, my Posca is a little bit worse for wear, but it's working fine. It's got plenty of still got plenty of paint in it, so I want to use every last bit. Okay, and then again, I'm really sorry, I'm going to turn the book, and let's just put a little bit here along the top, and I'm just doing, as you can see, I'm just doing some lines and dots. Okay, not too bad. It could be worse, it could be better. But I'm just, yeah, I just needed to try and knock back some of the blue. So hopefully this will do the trick. Again, I'm really sorry about moving the book. And just down here. trying to do this as best as I can without, I'm trying not to move the book, but just gets a little bit uncomfortable for my hand. Okay, it's okay, so let's see. That's not too bad, is it? Not too bad. Okay, and then I think what I'll do is once this has dried, and then I'm going in at the end of the page and putting like the little finishing touches and things, I might add some stickles or something on top just to add a little bit of sparkle there to the icing. So I am going to choose some colours for the raspberry icing drops here on the top that I want to do. We will colour those and then we will call this a video for today. So let me just pick out some colours and I will be right back and we can colour these together. Okay, I have chosen some colours to do the icing drops up here. Like I said, I'm going to do them as if they're like raspberry icing. So the colours I have chosen are Mahogany Red, which is PC 1029, Process Red, which is PC 994, Pink, which is PC 929, and Pink Rose, which is PC 1018. Again, I will put the names of these pencils all down in the video description for you. So I'm going to do the same as I have done on the sponge here, and I'm going to give all of these a coat of the pink rose, just really lightly as a base for me to put those other colours on top. So let's just get this colour down. I think this is going to look really pretty with these darker pinks for these drops of icing. I hope it complements the yellow well. So again, just pink rose. I'm really sorry about the glare. This is, oh, you guys know what it's like here with the lighting. Okay. Okay, and then I am going to now go in with my darkest colour, which again is the Mahogany Red, which is PC 1029. And I am going to, let me see. I think what I'm going to do is, I was going to shade next to each line, but I don't think I want to do that. So I'm just going to do a basic gradient. So have our darker colour here at the bottom. And ease off the pressure as I work up. So we have that. Now with these at the back, same principle, but they're going to be more dark, I think, than anything, because of course these are hiding behind the blobs of icing at the front. Again, I'm going to be moving my page. I'm really sorry, my lovelies. It's just going to be easier for me to do this sideways. So here at the bottom of our icing, we want to get that dark, you know, the mahogany red in our darkest colour. So start with a heavier pressure and then just lighten the pressure as you move up, like so. Now with Prismacolors, you don't have to press hard to get, you know, to get a lot of pigment out. You really don't. They're so vibrant. And then we're just going to continue doing this. So let's work on the top row here together. Just tidy up any little bits. You know, you feel that any of it just needs a little bit more work. Like so. I hope that this icing turns out all right. So far I do like this colour against the yellow. I think it looks really pretty. But we'll see what they look like once we've got those other colours added in and got them all blended and things. I would ideally like to try and keep each part of this Colouralong to under an hour, just so it's not to, you know, not to overwhelm you guys, and then, you know, it's also sort of reasonable then when I take into account the time that I spend off camera, you know, working on little bits as well, because of course that, you know, that takes time too. Okay, so that is our mahogany red. If I'm being honest, I might have added a little bit too much, but that's okay. Now we're going to go in with Process Red, which is PC994, and run it over the Process Red and then up a little bit, all the while blending out the mahogany. Like so. Yeah, that looks really pretty. Now, this is going to be the last colour on these bits here at the back, so let's just do that. I will probably go in with my white Posca and add a tiny little smidge of highlight just on the tips of those at the back, but we will do that in a minute. Okay, so again, over the mahogany red, run it over that colour, and then bring it up and again blend it out. If you feel you need to go back in with your mahogany red, then you absolutely can. It's your page, it's entirely up to you how you colour it. I do think I'm losing the mahogany a little bit, so I'm just going to grab that pencil just go back in. And because I haven't sort of burnished the Prismas, I can still work on top of them a little bit. I've still got space to layer a little bit. Not much, because to be honest, Prismas are not, they're great for blending, but they don't layer. You can't get loads of layers out of them like you can with your polychromos, because the wax would just build up too fast and then you'd end up with a wax bloom on your page. So as you can see, I'm just working between the Process Red and the Mahogany until I'm happy. Okay, and then we'll move on to these down here. So this is the Process Red, running it over the top of the Mahogany. And another reason for me trying to keep these to below an hour is, as I mentioned earlier, I'm having a rough time with my arthritis at the moment, which, you know, it's the cold weather is definitely not helping. So, you know, it gets to the point where I can't sit at the desk for very long. Okay, so a little bit more of the Mahogany Red. Add some of that back in. And if you work in circles as well, that will help with a more seamless blend between your colours. Sometimes I forget and I just sort of do the up and down, but you know, I just colour, you know, however's comfortable. So I'm back in now with the Process Red. Okay, now our third colour is pink, which is PC929, and I'm going to use this now to just merge these colours together like so. I'm using a light to medium pressure doing this. The light pressure is more sort of here at the top. The medium pressure is where I'm blending over the Mahogany Red and Process Red. Like so. I hope that you guys are enjoying this video. Like I said earlier, it's been such excuse me, such a long time since I've done a colour along. So I really hope that you are enjoying it. And if it's something you would like to see more on the channel, please let me know. You know, whether you enjoy colour alongs or you just prefer like a regular colour and chat. You know, and you know, you're not bothered about me telling you the colours of the pencils or whatnot that I'm using. Or, you know, do you like a mixture of both? Okay, and then our final colour is the Pink Rose, which is PC1018. And I'm just going to use this more so on the top. And I'm using a medium to hard pressure. I just want to make sure that the top of these icing blobs are kind of highlighted. Okay. I might even run a little bit of my white pencil over as well. Prismacolor White, which is PC938. Okay, so I'm noticing where I've sort of gone like that. With the pencil dust, I have smudged some colour here. So I will erase that in a minute. I think that looks really cute with the yellow. Right, so let's find my eraser a second. Okay, let's just try and get rid of that. Where's my big here we go. There we go. All right, so let's just turn this page around and see what we have. So this is how our cake is looking so far. What I am going to do is off camera, I am going to finish the raspberry icing drops, and I think I'm going to add some white Posca to them for highlights as well, so you will see that in the next video. I really hope that you have enjoyed part 1 of this colour along. Again, as I said just now, any feedback would be so much appreciated. I really hope that you have enjoyed. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come and keep me company. I really appreciate it, and I cannot wait to see you guys again really soon. Take care, stay safe my loves, and I'll see you in the next one. Lots of love. Bye.